and welcome to the Orchid Hut. My name is Dana, and today's video is going to be video number 3 in a new playlist that I started for 2022 called the Neophyte series. Now, if you haven't watched the previous 2 videos, the purpose of the Neophyte series is to help beginner orchid growers make good decisions so that they can be successful with the hobby. That's really what it boils down to. And in the first video, I gave you my top pointers for getting started on the right foot with your orchid growing hobby. How to choose your first 2 or 3 orchids, how to treat them when you first bring them into your home, and then what you need to be doing in the meantime so that you can become a successful orchid grower. All too many times, those who are interested in the hobby at the very beginning seem to waste a lot of time and money being unsuccessful with the hobby. And so this playlist is geared towards helping you be more successful so that you don't waste your time and money with your orchid growing hobby. And then video number 2 in the series was about 6 of my Phalaenopsis orchids, and we will be following them throughout the year to see how they change and talk about the decisions that I make to better care for them. And that will be a really interesting one because it will follow those 6 orchids throughout the year, talk about their growth pattern, their life cycles, and how I'm repotting them or not, and in general just how I'm caring for them so that you can consider how you are caring for your Phalaenopsis orchids. Now, back to the first video. I suggested that you choose an intermediate type orchid like a Phalaenopsis to start with because you can grow those in your home and be very successful. They are one of the easiest orchids to grow, so it's a great place to start. And so today's video is going to be following along with the theme that I started with in this playlist. So I'm assuming at this point that you've taken my advice, you've got your 2 or 3 Phalaenopsis orchids in your care, or maybe you are thinking about buying a second or third one, or maybe you're thinking about buying your very first Phalaenopsis. And so today's video, video number 3, is going to be sort of a shop with me type video. I have made several clips of the Phalaenopsis orchids that are available in my area. And I'm going to be showing you these 10 to maybe 20-second video clips without any commentary so that you can think about, does this look like a healthy plant? Should I spend my money on this plant? How much work, care, intervention is this plant going to need, and is that something that I really want to spend my money on? And I'm not going to be mentioning where these videos were filmed because there are some cases where the orchids are in good shape and then there are some cases where the orchids are not. But I want you to be able to see a variety of Phalaenopsis orchids that you might find out there and the condition that they're in and what to watch out for. And I'm going to be showing you these clips with no commentary at the very beginning, give you some time to think about it, form your own opinions, and then I will come back and sort of layer my commentary on top of the clips and show you what I see, show you what I think, and then you can kind of reform your opinion. I will be breaking away from this particular little video segment. I will start introducing the little 10 to 20 second video clips coming up next, and at the very end we'll do a wrap-up. So let's get started. Come Phalaenopsis orchid shopping with me. Because of the water spots on top, these plants have been watered, fertilized, or sprayed from the top down. They need to be checked for crown rot. Most of the roots at the tops of the pots are dead. The plants are very tall, growing out of the pots. They've been in the sphagnum moss so long. Notice how they've cut the plastic pots down to try and save some of the roots at the top of the orchid. I don't think I would buy any of these plants. Again, check for crown rot because of all of the top-down moisture. These plants have been potted in this sphagnum moss for a very long time with a lot of dead roots. This is more of the same. I would not recommend any of these orchids for a beginner. There's too much maintenance and many of them are not healthy plants to begin with. Our eyes are immediately drawn to the blooms on these plants. They are not fully open, so that's good. These plants have not been in the tight pots with sphagnum moss quite as long, so they're probably a better choice. Finally, we have arrived at the best orchids to purchase. These are still wrapped in cellophane. However, you can see that they are potted in a bark mix. You can see the root system, which is in relatively good shape. The blooms are opening, but not fully open, so these have not been packaged this way too long. Given the choice, this would be the best orchid to purchase. So thank you for taking that virtual Phalaenopsis orchid shopping spree with me. I hope you learned something new or enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and the subscribe button will be coming up in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Don't forget to watch the first 2 videos in the Neophyte series. Thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.